The people in charge of rolling out Governor Jared Polis's new universal preschool program think that they have a fix that is going to offer no-cost full-day preschool to thousands of families in need. But that solution is going to have to wait until next year. Our Marshall Zellinger continues his months of reporting on the bumpy rollout of universal pre-K.
Nearly 3,000 four-year-olds would qualify for full-day preschool funding next year under a proposal by the department that runs universal preschool. The Colorado Department of Early Childhood wants to add a qualifying factor that guarantees full-day pre-K for children living in poverty.
It's unfortunate that I was like the recipient of the first year and all the kinks had to be worked out.
In August, Sean was surprised to find out her son Christian would only get half-day preschool instead of full-day funding from the state. She had met the low-income qualifying factor, but in the summer, Universal Preschool announced full-day funding would only go to those who were low income and at least one of the following: a student with an individualized education program, if they were homeless, if the student was a dual language learner, or a child in foster or kinship care. Next year, there could be a new qualifying factor that guarantees full-day funding for families that are low income and living in poverty. Here's how. Low income means families who make 270% of the federal poverty level. That's $53,000 a year for a single parent of one and $94,000 a year for a family of five. Next year, families who are at or below the poverty level will get full-day funding. That's $19,700 a year for a single parent and $35,000 a year for a family of five.
I think if they implemented it this year, I could have benefited from it. So I think it would have saved me a lot of stress.
I think it is one part of a solution and a particularly important part.
Alan Greening was the first parent we spoke with who thought his son Grant had full-day funding that turned out to be half-day. Their school district is one of several covering the cost for the second half of the day. Alan has another child who will be in preschool in a few years. His family meets the low-income definition for universal preschool, but not living in poverty.
I'm happy for them to be singled out first, but I think then at that point, the school districts and the state have to get together like they ended up doing in certain instances this year to make additional money available for people a little further up that ladder.
This is a proposal that can be decided by the Early Childhood Department through rulemaking. It does not need to go back to the legislature. You can provide public comment, and I'll include a link on my story on 9news.com. There will be a hearing on this early next year, but because it's coming from the department, it's probably a sure thing.
We talk about this often. I was under the impression that the neediest folks out there were already guaranteed paid pre-K.
Apparently not. They were lumped in with the people who made 2.7 times the poverty level, so they were all fighting over the same pie, and you had to have one of those other qualifying factors. So what's going to change next year is this becomes one of the other qualifying factors, and the state thinks it has enough to fund full day for all of those families and someone who is low income and meets the other, one of the other qualifying factors.
This impacts a lot of families, impacts a lot of educators, so I'm glad you're all over it. Thank you, Marshall.